Yep. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boss Battle Round 1. I am here with Inquisitor Cat, Evil Troy,
Off to
and
a
Crackerton.
off to a wonderful start. And there's the motorcycle right on cue as Troy's name was said, as if to summon it. Good God.
Yes, definitely. So, yeah,
I swear we
so
don't have a soundboard for that, by the way. We really don't.
I
That
don't.
just happens.
So, do we? I don't know about that. I
I don't.
definitely don't. But yeah, so
No.
let's get into this battle. So we'll go into this debate screen here. We're facing. I can hear myself twice, by the way. So
I don't.
I
okay.
don't.
Um. Well, okay.
You
It
might
should be
have
fine
audio
by that.
preview on OBS or something.
Let me see. Do I have anything there? No, I don't have anything there. It's fine now. So okay, we're good. King Dodongo versus Ganon. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, King Dodongo rules over Dodongo's cavern. Statistics: health B, power B, intelligence D, mobility C. Special abilities: fire breath A, although it takes a long time to wind up, and roll B. And then we've got Ganon, health S, power S, intelligence S, mobility B, special abilities, dark affinity A, destiny S, magical abilities S. So yeah, those are effectively our combatants for this hypothetical battle. The battle will be half in Dodongo's cavern, so let's say the left half, and half, in the ruins and the remains of Ganon's castle. Well,
Actually,
mm,
I think it might be cool if we have basically like the fight with Ganondorf where he has the pillar and then the surrounding ring of
mm,
like rock platform. What if instead it's
mm.
basically that pillar surrounded by lava and with maybe some of the falling platforms spliced in?
I mean,
This could be an interesting one where we can make use of both floors in certain ways.
mm. Yeah, my apologies for not debating it earlier. Does anybody have any objections to that as a mixture of both areas? Because
Nope.
I'm happy enough with
I will
that.
give a hint that it will not matter much.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah, but
well,
we want to make this somewhat interesting. Let's give him a
okay.
chance.
So, yeah, so basically, we're in that first fight versus Ganondorf with the Triforce of Power, who is destiny, to transform to Ganon if King Dodongo hurts Ganondorf enough, effectively. And there's lava below, is how we're sort of counting that. So
Oh yeah, that'll work.
before we think about the fight itself in which we'll roleplay this, let's just go through what possibilities both our fighters have to overcome one another. Now, King Dodongo's health is B, so can take a few hits from can take a few hits from Ganondorf with the Triforce of Power. Perhaps. Powers B can hit Ganondorf pretty hard. Intelligence is bad, so might be bad considering the arena. And lava's bad, spoiler alert. And mobility C is just going to be auto-mobilized, most likely. Special abilities, we've already talked about it with the fire breath. The roll B could be used as a powerful attack, and Ganon has a lot. Basically outclasses King Dodongo in every sort of form. Will be less as Ganondorf, but still has the Triforce of Power. So, yeah. So, where do we think that each fighter is going to shine against the other? Do we think? Starting with.
Canon, everything.
Okay. But yeah, starting with King Dodongo, can we find a cherry on top of this for King Dodongo? I mean,
In essence, if King Dodongo could land the fireball on Ganondorf, that would take the Ganondorf form out and would force out Ganon.
Yeah, I think Dodongo could one-shot Ganondorf in his like initial state pretty easily if Ganondorf was not careful and it was just like, oh, this is gonna be the. Like, all right, you forced me to pull off the gun.
Okay.
I could see that much at the very least, whether it's the roll or just the fire breath, like the Charmander in Pokemon, just just the eyeballs poking out.
But yeah. So, looking at boss 2, how is Ganon going to win this fight? I mean, outclassing...
Obliteration.
I would not like to spoil it yet.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, Ganon has all these magical abilities, all these dark affinities, destiny, outclasses King Dodongo in every sort of way. So yeah, that's definitely very good to see. And now, I was forgetting that there might need to be some way of us sort of going on this, but I'm going to message you all privately saying what I think, and you can all say back, and then we'll try to sort of roleplay this and decide who to roleplay this, but
This will be fun.
this is
I
my personal belief. If you have an issue with it, let me know. If you've got another suggestion, let me know. Krakaton, Troy, and Cat. So yeah. Again, anything else you want to say on that? Does anybody want to be Ganondorf, for instance, in this hypothetical? By the way.
I wouldn't mind.
Okay, so Kat, you're going to be Ganondorf. I personally would like to be King Dodongo. Would there be any issue with that?
I think that's pretty fitting.
Okay, good.
We've got Inquisitor Cat being King Ganon, and then we've got Goron being King Dodongo.
Okay.
I think that's pretty fitting.
So, is it okay if I give King Dodongo first action, because I think King Dodongo will need it. Yeah.
It would fit with the narrative, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Ganondorf would definitely let him have the first attack. Like, I'll even let you go first.
Okay,
Smart
so
as shit.
I'll paint the scene. We are in Ganondorf's Ganon's castle in the top floor. There are all these you know what I mean, but squares at the top that move down if enough force is put onto them. You know, Ganondorf is in the middle as normal, and King Dodongo somehow just makes his way through the big boss key. Who knows? But for some weird reason, there's lava on the complete bottom of it. And King Dodongo's first move is going to be that King Dodongo charges up his fire attack. And I said charges off. So it's like... But you know what I mean, like... inhales deeply.
Vacuum cleaner noises.
Yes, exactly.
That action making such a loud noise, it would even raise the arrogance of Ganondorf to turn around. Check the scene. Oh, the beast is turning against me. Obey! And he would command King Dodongo just to walk into the lava.
So King Dodongo tries to fight this, but ends up rolling in the lava. That's how I count it. And King Dodongo is down. We have our winner in this. Our winner is Ganon.
Yep.
By quite a landslide. It was quite a short battle, in all fairness.
Literally, it's just the sound of dropping a rock in the water. Just...
So, now that we've done this first part of the hypothetical, there's sort of something that we'll say in future, but we'll always put back to this. So, Kat, do you want to say what we're doing next?
Yes. So, because these episodes are going to be extremely short for Ganon just being overpowered in all essence, it would be sense to give the other bosses a chance. See them how they would behave if we would just remove the most powerful aspects of Ganon, meaning the Triforce's power and the destiny that he will not be felled.
Yes, exactly. So, I haven't got a picture of Ganondorf on hand. I will do for future episodes. Ganondorf specifically without the Triforce of Power. But we're just going to go through the stats here. We explained them previously. I'll just move this a bit. But let's go through them and double check that everybody's happy with them. Is Health C okay? Because, like I said, Ganondorf is quite a strong person, but is, well, not a strong person, but can take a few hits, but is still a person at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's literally just a Gerudo.
Yeah.
And without the Triforce of Power, all he really has is magic, which I don't think he has any kind of barrier magic for the most part, because especially considering when you play energy ball tennis with him, even after he has the Triforce of Power, he still gets hit by his own damn attacks.
Yeah.
So
I think he's a little bit of a glass cannon.
So Power C, again, he can do a good hit, but he's by no means close to any of the strong hit dealers.
Yeah, he's still significantly above like even the strongest Knights of Hyrule for the most part, but like
Yeah.
he's still a person.
Intelligence S, and
Yeah.
we're only dealing with Ganondorf without the Triforce of Power. When we did Ganon, we reduced mobility to compensate for both the phases and just explained it. But mobility is S here for Ganondorf himself, even forgetting about the Triforce of Power.
Yeah, I
effectively.
guess he still has his magic, so yeah, he would be able to just float around, just be like, wee!
Although there's an argument for mobility A. What are we thinking, S or A?
Maybe A.
Yeah, I would say both would be fitting. The fact that, in essence, him losing the Destiny and the Demon Kinghood makes him more likely to move fast to preserve his life, not be lost by the rage. But it's not still God tier, but it's good.
I think I'm going for A in this one because I think a lot could be claimed to be boost in that fight. So I'm gonna nerf as much as I can. I still think we need to nerf.
Agreed.
Okay, so
It's literally the final boss. Like, we gotta do something to make this a
special abilities. I know the same is on Ganon, but we've got Dark Affinity. We discussed that it just takes a nerf to B. Is that still okay?
Yes.
I think so.
But
Okay.
he has still been dwelling in the dark powers, but Destiny is not there to take him further in anymore. So
This is hypothetically the timeline where Ganondorf, basically where Link wins in the future, comes back as a kid, and he and Zelda are able to foil Ganondorf's plans before he can ever enter the Sacred Realm, and he is basically just axed. So in that timeline, Destiny said, "Go fuck yourself, Ganon."
I guess that does work, yeah. You don't need to tell me more. But magical ability,
It's
you
the
go.
it's the Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess timeline. That's literally what it is.
Okay. Magical abilities, we said A. We're still happy with that?
That's a yeah.
Yep, okay. Good. So those are our abilities there, effectively. Remember, it's not Ganon. I've put it up here. It's Ganondorf. Specifically without the Triforce of Power. I will make a better picture of this in the meantime. But I'm going to double check with that. Yes, that's all fine. So, I'm going to put it on King Dodongo for now. King Dodongo, Health B, Power B, Intelligence C, Mobility C, Fire Breath A, but has a long time to charge up, and roll B. Where do we think King Dodongo will do well against Ganondorf here?
I would
Ganon's
say
gonna
the
have to
plan
avoid
was-
literally every attack. He can't let a single one hit him, or he is a pancake.
Yeah, like the plan for the Dodongo would remain the same, but now the possibilities of effectiveness are raised by millions of folds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We gone from impossible to there is a chance.
It's basically gone from one-sided to almost one-sided and the opposite direction.
Okay, so now we've got Ganondorf, Health C, Power C, Intelligence S, Mobility A, Dark Affinity B, Magical Abilities A. Where can Ganondorf win? It surely has to be on Ganondorf's intelligence.
It's his mobility and intelligence are what's going to carry him, whereas Dodongo has health and power as far as like the core statistics. They've each got a solid advantage over the other in certain ways, and I think intelligence is going to be the key factor because that will let him outsmart Dodongo.
Okay. Now, the thing that we're sort of missing out here, and again, this is King Dodongo versus Ganondorf without the Triforce of Power. The one thing we're sort of missing out is where does this battle take place? Because there's no battle for pre-Triforce of Power Ganondorf, or Ganondorf undestined without it is what I meant. Sorry, my apologies. Because we discussed this. So where is this battlefield? Because half of it has to be in Dodongo's cavern. I think we have to grant this one with the lava.
Yeah.
In essence, pre-time Ganondorf's domain would be somewhere in Gerudo, but we haven't seen the specific place.
It might be the Gerudo training grounds, but there's a million rooms in that place.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to think, so... But yeah, if anybody has
Do
any
we want to
opinion...
go with the mess hall from the Gerudo Fortress with the dining tables and the rafters?
I can go for that, you know?
It's just surrounded by lava.
I can go for that. Is everybody else okay for that?
Soldiers and guards are just sitting there eating their lunch. And they're just, what the fuck?
I think the training grounds would be more.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, I
more
think that would
appropriate.
be- yes.
I do like the hypothetical of the mess hall.
Okay.
Tavern
So,
brawl with a giant dinosaur.
so, we'll explain all that in a second, and I'll definitely do the narrative and weave it in effectively. But I think specifically in the training grounds, it's got to be that room with the eyes, specifically that statue, because that's got lava in it. You see? Didn't.
I can't remember which room that
It's
is.
in the back, completely in the back, and it's
The main one I remember is the one with the floating mummy that you gotta get through the Ring of Fire, and the ones where you have the turning light ones are Spirit Temple.
yeah, okay. Well, what rooms do you remember in this? So we'll go on that now.
I'm just gonna have to look up some images. or
It's
something,
it's
because
best if we don't look up. There's a hook shot room, right? There's there's that room where you fight all the Wolfoses. There's the room with all the likes. There's then the room I said. There's the room with the Goron pillars. There's what's called the toilet, which is where you play the Song of Time and it's just one watery place.
yeah.
There's the room that's full of fire and small platforms that I wouldn't give to anybody, where you've got to get rupees. And there's the two rooms at the front. You could use the two rooms at the front where you face against Dynalphos. Yeah, you could use the Dynalphos room. That's probably the best room to use because you have Lizalfos and Dodongo's cavern.
Yeah, that's the rock platforms that have like lava cracks and streams basically between them, right?
No, there's no lava. It's just an octagon sort of area with fire around it. But yeah,
I think I vaguely remember that.
I'll give it to that. And so, who wants to? Well, we've got to decide. So I'm going to. I'm just gonna say again. I know. Yeah. So I'm gonna say what I think is true. Let me know privately whether you disagree with me. Effectively. Um.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just gonna take me a second. But yeah. This is my personal opinion, and tell me if there's anything you want to add to that, and if you want to roleplay as either King Dodongo or Ganondorf in this one.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that's more or less how it would go.
Mm,
No disagreements here.
mm.
With me.
But yeah, so who wants to roleplay as either?
I would not mind continuing the same way.
Okay. And like I said, I can, I wouldn't mind continuing the same way either, so... But then again, if somebody else wants to be King Dodongo, Krakadon, do you want to be King Dodongo in this?
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
I am a DPS guy, but I'm not big, bulky, slow DPS.
Okay, so... The stage is set. Somehow, a dimensional rift appears. And half the room is Ganondorf defeating some Dynalphos in the distance, training up, becoming stronger effectively. And the other half of the room is just King Dodongo standing there menacingly on one of the sides. And is it okay if King Dodongo takes the first move again?
I
Might
think
still
he gets
need
the
it.
surprise round.
Mm,
I would find it fitting.
okay. Again, King Dodongo breathes in.
And in the same moment, Ganondorf has a flash of this is happening somehow before and never.
Wait, this seems familiar somehow.
It states the beast is turning against me somehow. But in this timeline, he doesn't have the means to control the beast. So, in most likelihood, he would just start to hover slightly to the left before the fireball is ever gonna hit him.
Mm. And this is in Ganondorf's section, correct? Just to clarify, because King Dodongo
Yes.
is still in his section. Okay, so hovering slightly to left.
So this
Okay,
is literally the Family
so-
Guy Star Wars. Like, hang on, I'm gonna pull some maneuvers. He just listed slightly to the left.
Okay. King Dodongo releases his fire breath. And it goes round, well, I didn't say where it was aiming before, so I don't know if we want to do a 50-50, but I guess, yeah. Let's say it does go to the left. I'm giving King Dodongo a slight advantage here.
Ganondorf has the very high intelligence that he would.
Oh yeah, he would
be
do
able
the
to count the trajectory.
Yeah, okay, so it's to the right then. My apologies, everybody. You are absolutely correct. Yes, it's to the right. But yeah, so the fire attack from memory would not reach that far. So it's pointless. It doesn't even reach Ganondorf. It might singe his cloak a bit. I don't know if you want to do a reaction before your turn.
Most likely, Ganondorf would not even care if the cloak would be changed a bit.
Mm.
He's
Okay.
still very arrogant.
Yes. So, yeah, your move.
Yes. Well, due to Ganondorf still his intelligence still remaining there, he would know from the get-go he doesn't have the strength to just pick up a sword and start hitting in the Dongo.
Yep.
But
Not for any
due to his-
meaningful amount of damage.
Mm.
due to his still intelligence being there, he would know that this situation, he cannot win this physically. He just needs to find a way to harm King Dodongo in some other way.
Yeah.
But to do that, he would need to have some time. So he would continue to hover up and away from King Dodongo's reach.
But we
Okay.
do have to keep in mind, like, how high is the ceiling in this room?
It's slightly higher than Dodongo's cavern, to clarify, is how I put it. So, roughly the same height. King Dodongo rolls, of course, towards Ganondorf. Yeah. Again, I'd say that Ganondorf is high enough that it would not hit Ganondorf. But I do believe that King Dodongo only rolls 1/4 of the room and then goes back into the original form. So now it goes to you.
So at this point, being in a safe high altitude, Ganondorf would need to start probing King Dodongo. So he would start creating magical blasts and see would that have an effect.
So King Dodongo would be affected by these blasts, albeit I would say minor damage. King Dodongo would be flinching because these would be electricity-based attacks, right?
Yes.
Yes. The hide, and this is why King Dodongo has a high health, the hide itself would block a lot of it, but some of it would still seep through. This is because King Dodongo's health is B, but the magical attacks are A rank, so, you know, they would do a bit of damage, just to clarify, so. And that would be visible from Ganondorf that King Dodongo would be flinching. I wouldn't say, like, really high, you know, damage, but I would say flinching.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
Yeah. So, you've done that. King Dodongo does something slightly different because Intelligence D. King Dodongo tries to roll at Ganondorf again. Actually doesn't do the same pattern all the time. Is switching it up slightly. Just slightly. And of course, Ganondorf evades this because Ganondorf is still high up, correct?
Yes.
And King Dodongo hits on the side and reverts back to normal form.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think we lost Troy.
yeah. I understand that. It's fine. But yeah, so we're continuing on with this. What does Ganondorf do?
Well, this situation is turned rapidly into a war of attrition.
Yes.
Because Ganondorf would just be demolished by those rolls of fireballs if he let them hit them. Meanwhile, he can just continue bolting King Dodongo from high up pretty much endlessly. But it will take a long while, but
Yes.
eventually King Dodongo would be worn down.
Okay, well, in all fairness, so second barrage, right? King Dodongo is more in pain. King Dodongo is further in the in Ganondorf's side now. So King Dodongo rolls, but rolls into the middle of the room. But not lava because it's not King Dodongo's side. Because King Dodongo is in quite a bit of pain. It's your go. Doesn't hit Ganondorf.
And like I said, Ganondorf wouldn't have an instant out in this situation. He would still just continue seeing eventually the beast would give in more and more.
Yep. And King Dodongo rolls into the lava. And I don't know if there's anything parting from Ganondorf.
I would say he would be very confused of this whole situation.
And for some weird reason, the Dynalphos spawn again. But that's another issue, I guess.
It's like, I guess I'll go back to training then. I don't know what that was about.
But yeah. So, now that we've done these hypotheticals of and I'll let you say again what it is, but the hypothetical of King Dodongo versus Triforce of Power Ganondorf / Ganon, and then King Dodongo versus what is it specifically we're saying is here? Because Ganondorf, this is undestined pre-Triforce of Power, I'm assuming, was what I
Yeah,
was thinking.
We could just shorten it Ganondorf not chosen by destiny.
Ganondorf not chosen by destiny. Okay, got it. So we've done these two, and yeah, any parting words?
I just have the bad news to everyone, but that this might show a pattern what's gonna happen with Ganon and Ganondorf. But it's not gonna be with everything. So stay tuned.
Yep. Stay tuned.